So if it was a cat owner who said, I want to feed my cat a vegan diet, I would try to counsel them away from that. There are some commercial vegan cat foods out there. The problem is they haven't gone through feeding trials, they haven't gone through digestibility studies, and I worry about the nutrient balance in those foods and whether they're really optimal for cats. For cats, I try to talk them out of feeding a vegan diet. For dogs are omnivores. We can sometimes make that work as long as the nutrient balance is right. I don't necessarily try to talk owners out of a vegan diet, but we need to find the right one for them. I probably have a little bit of a skewed set. So I'm in Los Angeles, it's a big metropolitan area, and we have veterinarians in the area who are vegan themselves, and some that recommend vegan diets for dogs, not necessarily, I don't know of anyone that recommends it for cats, but there may be some. So there are some veterinarians that promote that for their patients, just like I have veterinarians that will promote raw diets for their patients. But again, I worry about the health implications for doing either of those incorrectly. So I think probably still the large body of veterinary medicine, veterinarians aren't really on board with the trends and see them as that. I think the challenge is that we need to recognize that pet owners all come from a place of wanting to do what's best or what they feel is best for their individual dog or cat. If we kind of discount their emotions and discount their reasons for doing it, we may alienate that client, and then they may not listen to you when it comes to treating the next disease state. So we need to make sure that the owners feel like they're part of the team when it comes to making decisions, because they think of themselves as, and I feel like for my own animals, I'm their kind of guardians. So I think that it's more accurate. I'm not really a pet parent, but I'm a guardian. I'm a caregiver for my dogs and cats, and so I want to make sure that I'm making the best decisions. What I tell veterinarians and I tell owners is that animals need nutrients, not ingredients. With dogs are omnivores. We have a lot of flexibility on what we can feed them to meet their optimal intake, and each individual dog is different. So what's optimal for one may not be optimal for the next two coming in. So I think if you think about it as we need to get the right balance of nutrients in for that individual, okay, now what are our options available? Is it a low carbohydrate diet? Is it maybe I do avoid grains. Maybe I'm worried about a food allergy, and there's been a lot of rice and wheat in the previous diets, and I'm trying to avoid those going forward. Or maybe it's been on a legume, lentil and potato-based diet, and it's been having gastrointestinal issues. There's a lot of fermentable fibers in those diets, and so that could be contributing to bacterial dysbiosis. So I look at it as, we know what the optimal nutrient requirements are for the general healthy adult dog or cat. How can we optimize the diet going forward? It is overwhelming. I think even for me, as someone who specializes in this field, there's new diets I learn about all the time. That I wasn't aware that even existed, because there's so many little niche markets, and there's no kind of database that lists them all out. What I would say is encourage veterinarians to just pretend like you're a consumer. Walk into the pet store, walk into whatever boutique supply store, and just see what's there and kind of get a feel for what type of message your clients are getting, so that way you're more informed when they ask you those questions.